at the size of that fan, dude. Hey, ZX Tech has become a case again. Oh no, this time he's ITX. This is the Fractal Design Torrent Nano, and the Torrent was very well received, so I was curious to check out how the Torrent Nano will perform. So this is the ITX version of the Torrent Nano, of the Torrent. They are also releasing the Torrent Compact, which is like it's also ATX version of the Torrent, but it's like smaller. So again, and the way I'm seeing it is like, I think the Torrent is kind of like it's running parallel to the Define line, in that the Torrent Nano and then you got a Define and all that stuff. So okay, standard Fractal design packaging, which honestly I love. Like, look at that. Oh, Torrent Nano accessories. So what you get in here is you get like additional brackets. Ouch. Okay, there you go. Wow. This looks very interesting. So the whole concept of this case is really, it's kind of like an air tunnel. You got one big ass fan in the front. Yeah, you really got this big wind turbine in the front and it pushes air all the way through, and you can really see how big this fan turbine is. So the top, I think this is full-size power supply, so it takes a power supply in the top. You got a hard drive bay in the top. You got a bunch of cables, like this little compartment. It's a crazy design. This is actually very like adventurous. I respect them for this. So tempered glass on the side as expected. This is mounted via the same ball socket hinge mechanism that you find on the Define 7, which I love. You got a fan filter on the bottom. Okay, so it's also tempered glass on the other side, so you better do a good cable management job with this. If not, you know, it's gonna look pretty ugly. Look at that brushed aluminum Fractal Design logo. That looks like, that looks good. So in terms of I/O, we get USB Type-C, 3.0, 3.0, power button, as well as a reset switch. Very, very nice. But what is really, really funny / impressive is that fan. Look at the size of that fan, dude. How thick is this fan? This fan is at least like 4 centimeters thick. Like, it's a 180mm fan, but really it's not a fan, it's a turbine. And the whole idea of Torrent is clearly to be an airflow case, but you get one gigantic 180mm fans here. Now the good thing about big fans is that they can run at lower RPMs while generating large amounts of airflow. That's why the MacBook Pro, the Mac Pro, that small rubbish trash can Mac Pro that looked like a rubbish bin, was so damn quiet despite being so damn powerful. It had a big gigantic fan on the bottom blowing air through upwards with brilliant design. So this is very similar in the concept that you have one big gigantic fan, can run at low RPM, and it will just push air through. So even though it's ITX case, you probably can air cool with this. I'm not sure what the clearance is, but there is a lot of clearance here, so you can definitely put in like a Hybrid 212 cooler. Can it fit my GPU though with that big ass fan? Oh yeah, definitely can fit my long RTX 3060 Ti that we're building with today. Got like SSD mounting plates behind the motherboard tray, so efficient use of space here. Because this is a tempered glass deck, Fractal Design knows how important it is that it's easy to cable manage. So we got cable routing points just pre-set out, zip ties literally everywhere. That is definitely very appreciated. Okay, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. Actually really am impressed with this case. Like, wow, that's nice. Alright, let's build in it. Alright, so I've built the computer, the Fractal Torrent case, and here's what I think about it. Quick ideas, quick concepts about the whole build experience. Number one, super easy to build in for an ITX case. It's very, very spacious. I mean, obviously, because it's not really the tiniest ITX case ever, it's going to be easier than a very compact and cramped ITX case. Number two, plenty of cable management space behind the motherboard tray, which is appreciated and required because the back panel is glass. So you really want to cable manage this properly if you're building a rig that you want people to see. Because if you have terrible cable management, you can see it through the glass, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's just the way the case is designed. Three, I really like this top power supply shroud kind of area. It's a great place for you to, you know, install a hard drive if so desired, but chances are you're not going to install a hard drive, and if you're not installing a hard drive, just pull that hard drive tray out and put in like all your cables there. It's very convenient for cable management, and it's actually very simple of a layout that makes a lot of practical sense. And number four, build quality is very nice of this case, so I definitely appreciate it. Feels very sturdy, very solid, and it's very, very nice. And number five, I love the 180mm fan concept. You know, you just put a tower cooler there and you're gonna get great airflow, get cooling, very nice. And having tested it, it's quite quiet. Unfortunately though, I don't have the part to make a working system. This motherboard is dead. It can get the fans to spin so I can kind of judge noise levels, but this motherboard, the CPU combo, is dead, so I can't actually build a small form factor rig that I can actually use, even though I really do like this case quite a bit. It looks good, I think it feels good, and overall I'm very happy with how this turned out. The only problem now is I wish I could put a working computer inside and use it as my own, but this does not work, which is a rather big bummer, to say the least. Also, you can put like another 120mm fan in the back if you want increased airflow, and you could, but I really don't think it's really that required. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you care. This is probably my second last video ever going to be on this channel, so I like this case though, it's real nice.